6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has announced to donate 1 month's salary of the Federal Cabinet for the flood-affected people of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The Information Minister says efforts are being made at the national level to deal with the flood situation in different parts of the country. Pakistan and the United Kingdom have reaffirmed their shared commitment to deepen cooperation in diverse fields. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian government is relentlessly executing a systematic agenda of disempowerment of the Kashmiri Muslims. A large number of Sikhs have cast their votes in the Khalistan referendum held in Washington, D.C. 17 more Palestinians have been martyred in the latest Israeli forces attacks on Gaza. And now the news in detail. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has announced to donate 1 month's salary of the Federal Cabinet for the flood-affected people of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. He made the announcement while chairing a meeting in Islamabad today to review the ongoing relief efforts in the flood-affected areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Jammu and Kashmir. The Prime Minister pledged the federal government's full support for the flood-hit communities in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. He said the federal government will also provide financial assistance to the families of the deceased and affected individuals under the Prime Minister's relief package. The Prime Minister said the Minister for Kashmir Affairs and Gilgit-Baltistan, Engineer Amir Muqam, will oversee the relief and rehabilitation operations in the affected areas. He also directed all the relevant ministers to personally visit Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. The Prime Minister directed the Ministry of Communications, National Highway Authority and the Frontier Works Organization to ensure repair and maintenance of highways and bridges in the flood-hit areas. The Prime Minister instructed the Minister for Communications to personally oversee the rehabilitation operations. Shahbaz Sharif also directed the Minister for Power to personally visit the affected areas and inspect and prioritize the restoration of electricity system. He asked the National Disaster Management Authority to immediately submit a final assessment of damages. He directed the Ministry of Health to send medicines and medical teams to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and establish medical camps, while the Benazir Income Support Program should be mobilized to assist the affected people. The Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Ataullah Tarar, says efforts are being made at the national level to deal with the flood situation in different parts of the country. He was briefing media persons in Islamabad today along with the Minister for Climate Change, Musaddiq Malik, and the National Disaster Management Authority Chairman, Lieutenant General Inam Haider Malik. Ataullah Tarar said NDMA is in contact with the provincial governments on the instructions of the Prime Minister. In his remarks, the Minister for Climate Change said all-out efforts will be made to compensate the victims for the losses. He asked the provincial governments to campaign to permanently settle the people living alongside the rivers and nullas in the mountainous areas to safer places. The chairman NDMA said the authority is in constant coordination with the provincial governments to ensure timely assistance and effective response to the flood-affected areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan. Giving the latest casualty update, he said 670 people have so far died and 1,000 others injured due to rains, floods and landsliding in the affected areas. He said 2 to 3 more spells of monsoon are expected and the current spell will continue till Friday. He said the situation will normalize by the end of next month. On the directions of the Prime Minister, the National Disaster Management Authority continues to assist the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government and the Provincial Disaster Management Authority. Relief supplies have been dispatched to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa by the National Disaster Management Authority, the armed forces and the welfare organizations. The relief consignment sent this morning to Bunair included tents, blankets, 7 kVA generators, dewatering pumps, ration bags and medicines. The Pakistan Army troops are engaged in relief operations in the flood and landslide affected districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit-Baltistan. Ration and other relief goods are being distributed among the flood victims in Bunair, Swat, Shangla and Bajaur through Pakistan Army's helicopters, while people are also being shifted to safer places. The Army Engineers Corps and the Frontier Works Organization are busy to open roads that were blocked due to landsliding. The Islamabad-Gilgit Highway via Babu Sir Top has been reopened, while Hunza Road, which heads towards Astakwar and China, Deosai Road and Jaglot Skardu Road have also been reopened for traffic. The doctors of the Pakistan Army are providing medical treatment to patients free of cost in the medical camps that have been set up in the affected areas. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. The Chairman, Senator Yusuf Raza Gilani, has called for practical collaboration through joint task forces, parliamentary exchanges and research partnerships to mitigate the hazardous impacts of climate change. Addressing Ethiopia-Pakistan Green Dialogue held in Islamabad today, he said climate change is an urgent reality for Pakistan. He said despite contributing less than 1% to global emissions, Pakistan is among the most climate-affected countries facing floods, glacial melt and droughts. He underlined Pakistan's active role in global climate diplomacy, including championing the Loss and Damage Fund at COP27 and advancing climate finance at COP29. The Chairman Senate invited Ethiopia's parliamentary leadership to the upcoming Inter-Parliamentary Speakers Conference. Pakistan and the United Kingdom have reaffirmed their shared commitment to deepening cooperation across political, economic, climate and people-to-people domains. The understanding to this effect was reached during a meeting between the Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister, Mohammad Asagdar, and the British Parliamentary Under-Secretary of State for the Middle East, Afghanistan and Pakistan, Hamish Falconer, in London today. During the meeting, both the sides reviewed the full spectrum of bilateral relations. They also exchanged views on regional and global developments. The Deputy Prime Minister underscored the importance of just and peaceful resolution of the Kashmir dispute in accordance with the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions. Both the leaders appreciated positive trajectory of Pakistan-United Kingdom ties and expressed satisfaction with the ongoing collaboration in areas of mutual interest. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, civil society activists have warned that the Modi-led Indian regime has been relentlessly executing a systematic agenda of political, constitutional, cultural and economic disempowerment of the Kashmiri Muslims since August 5, 2019. According to the Kashmir Media Service, the illegal and unilateral abrogation of Jammu and Kashmir's special status on August 5, 2019 was aimed at demoting and disempowering the Muslim population of the occupied territory. Analysts point out that Kashmiri Muslims of every class, sect and ethnicity remain the primary targets of the BJP regime's Hindutva-driven policies. They said India is forcibly engineering demographic change in blatant violation of the international law and the United Nations resolutions and urged the world community to hold New Delhi accountable for its colonial project in the disputed territory. A large number of Sikhs have cast their votes in the Khalistan referendum held at the National Park in Washington, D.C. Members of the Sikh community from the United States, Canada, England and India gathered to express their demand for freedom from Indian hegemony and condemn Modi's repressive policies. The referendum follows similar voting exercises held since 2021 across 8 countries. At least 17 more Palestinians have been martyred in the latest Israeli forces attacks on Gaza. Gaza's health ministry says Israel's aggression on Gaza has martyred over 61,800 Palestinians since October 7, 2023. The United States and South Korea began annual military exercise today. 21,000 troops from both the countries are participating in the 11-day exercise. And finally, the weather report. Cloudy weather with rain, wind, and thunder showers is expected in Islamabad, Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Sindh, North and Southeastern Balochistan, Gilgit-Baltistan, and Kashmir. Heavy to very heavy falls are also expected at scattered places in Upper and South Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, North and South Balochistan, and Kashmir. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.